So the play before, I had just fumbled the ball. We're at the end of the game, and the whole thing that was just going through my mind was just respond and make a play. Out here at number 1, motioned in, coming in the block. So he's the one kicking out the defensive end. And then Drew was coming in here to insert for the linebacker. Zone blocking up front, and was able to get up to the second level. He totally took this linebacker out of the play. I'm able to hug it tight off Drew on this linebacker right here. From there, just making the reads and playing football from there.
Inside run, they'll score more than 10. Chase Brown to the house for a Cincinnati touchdown.
I thought that the turf was gonna be more like slippery, so I tried to dive in there thinking I was about to slide, and I just stuck to the turf, so that hurt a lot more. Even though I just put the ball on the ground, my coaches trusted me enough to come back with another run play and put the ball in my hands again. I was able to respond, so it felt pretty good to be able to bounce back from a negative play. Little design screen play to get the ball in my hands. Trio of guys are working to block up these guys, and if these guys, the good guys, block all 3 of these guys, we got a pretty good chance of getting in the end zone. So, and look what happened. 1 block, they're working together. Look at Drew coming back to block the corner. And this situation right here should be a touchdown every single time, because I really have like 2 choices. Outrun him, or, cut back on him. Because look, that's similar to the Colts play where, he has the same leverage as that guy. And if I put my foot in the ground, he's going out of the bounds. I was able to skinny him up there and get in the end zone. But I did get fined for this play, unfortunately, because I jumped in the kettle. And the worst part about that was I jump in the kettle and I look back and look where he marks me out. Like the 6-yard line. I don't know if you saw the clip, but I was in the pot saying no.
And they're gonna say he was out of bounds.
They reviewed it, my foot was in bounds. I was able to skinny up and get in the end zone.
I hope not, or else my is broke this week. I don't make enough money to get fined.
Week 14, we're playing the Indianapolis Colts. A week earlier, we just hit a big play with the same motion where Jamar is on that top motion and goes over the top. So I candy, and then I bent it back and went for some explosive play on the bend play. But here, we got the same motion, eye candy, whole defense shifts, take their eyes off me for a sec. And this is really scheme, like great play call. Made it look exactly like the bend back play. Linebackers drop because they think it's a pass. We slip out the side on a little screen.
All sorts of running room. He's flying to the 30.
This angle right here, he cannot stop. Like, I know he's out of control. Just like, from what I remember, he looked like he was out of control. I did this a bunch in college, and this was kind of like a situation. Like my first time I got to do it in the NFL, and I was able to, cut back on him, make him miss.
Cuts back, makes a man miss. Touchdown!
That was a pretty cool moment. That was my first NFL touchdown. A moment I'll never forget, but one that I always appreciate. It's kind of like that moment where you're like, okay, like I can do this at this level. I remember this is my first rushing touchdown actually in my career. So I had a receiving touchdown before a rushing touchdown was running back. So it's kind of the opposite of what you would expect. But all right, let's dive into the play. These are situations where our offense thrives. We somehow find a way to get into the paint almost every single time. My mindset right here was just trust my aiming point, trust my track, and trust my eyes and what I see in front of me, and just get in the end zone, because usually the linebackers are playing low, usually aggressive to play the run in this situation. Here it really opened up way more than I thought. OB is working on the DN there, and then I got my guard and my center working together to get up to 54. But with the technique that the D lineman's playing, 2-eye, they're gonna work quick to get right here, and then Ted's gonna work up quick to get up to 54. So that opened up pretty quick. Anytime your O lineman get up to the second level, it should be a pretty big play every single time. And Here, I was one-on-one with a safety inside the 5. I mean, that's like 2 steps once you get past the line of scrimmage, and I was able to get in the end zone.
Here's Brown, up the middle, twisting into the end zone for a Bengals touchdown.
But also a pretty cool moment. First rushing touchdown of my career, and one I won't forget. Ravens week 5, we're in the red zone again. In this play call, I know that I'm getting a pick by Mike Gesicki down here, and he knows that he's setting the pick or getting in the way of this linebacker that's man-on-man with me, just based on his alignment. You can't really see it from this angle, but at the start of the play, I'm trying to play it off, like my head, I'm trying to look away, kind of make it seem like, you know, I'm not about to run into the flat, but he's a smart football player and he knows what's coming, that linebacker. So he literally knows what's coming just based off of him being cheated out and everything. But at the bottom, Mike Gesicki does a great job of setting this up. Pick route gets in the way of the linebacker. He's got to show some hands because, you know, you're not allowed to set a pick or really get in the defender's way, like intentionally get in the defender's way when you're like more than 1 yard down the field. So Mike does a good job setting that up, showing hands, getting in the way of the linebacker, and from there, I mean, Joe knows, I know that I'm about to get the football and we're about to walk in.
Chase Brown gets it. First receiving touchdown this season.
Yeah, that was my first touchdown from Joe Burrow. So that was pretty cool. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. My first read here is I'm assessing this edge, Watt. Really, who has the hardest block here is Drew. Drew gets a good little kick out block here. I can kind of cheat my read here because his job is to set the edge and make sure that nothing goes outside. So really here, I'm kind of cheating my eyes and going 1, back to 2, back to 3, and all the way back. Pretty much, you're just feeling that. That's what I'm seeing. Cross-sifting tight end, kind of pulls number 6 down and out of the play a little bit, and just look at that. Like, I mean, I think almost anybody could run through there and be one-on-one with a safety. Get up to the second level really quick, and in this situation, this is where I thrive. Like, speed, quickness. He has a really bad angle, and he has to make a really good play to stop me. So I know that I'm confident in these situations, kind of able to skinny up the safety a little bit, not make an aggressive cut, because if I do that, I'm probably gonna slow down a little bit, but just outrun him and kind of swerve and work my way to the sideline where I get stopped at the 1, unfortunately. Not in the end zone, at the 1. And I'm biased, I think I got in, but I guess my knee was down right there. And even though the ball was in the end zone, I don't know how that would play out. You guys let me know what you think. Was it a touchdown? Or was I down at the 1? I think I was in, but spark some energy in the game, get us down to the 1 yard line, like where our offense thrives and where we're able to put points on the board the very next play. So, yeah.
Brown bursts through. He's to the 25, 20, racing to the 15, 10,
Oh,
5.
baby, he is unbelievable.